Jesus is from America. Why would you go?
But I was trying to figure out the whole time whether he was a preacher or he was doing stand up. I honestly like it was right there for me whether he was just trying, whether he was a really bad preacher or a pretty good stand-up. He was a pretty good stand-up comedian from what I've seen.
He'd do all right at the open mics. Yeah, he'd get a laugh.
I mean, my opening roast joke on Ryan in our battle was Ryan claims he's not gay, but he has a podcast about soccer.
Yeah, it did land. It landed really well. Yeah,
I'm not even arguing it. It does lean towards.
And then
It's
I called
hilarious.
him a third-string goalie for his wife's pussy. That was pretty funny.
I didn't hear any of this shit. I didn't hear any of these. I was like, I heard about the fucking thing. I was like, that's great. I didn't know you said that.
Yeah, I also said you wear a referee shirt to your own cucking.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I'm roasting again at the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
We're doing me and Ian McIntyre.
I'll be good.
Yeah.
That's a guy. Yeah, that guy pegging for sure on his Reddit.
It's just
That
hilarious
pastor.
how you're trying to dog on soccer and using football as the example is just like you're clearly a little like, oh, so you prefer a couple men just putting their hands on each other and one guy literally putting his hand under another guy's ball sack. That's what you would prefer to running around kicking a ball.
Look, as a whole, I don't like to paint with a broad brush, but we are way gayer than football players.
That's fine, but I think
it's by design.
Kind of you're out of the frying pan into the fire a little bit with soccer. No, that's gay. Let me tell you about football.
Right. Pot kettle.
Use a male near sport like hockey.
The South is big SEC football,
Ice
right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's not been a lot of murder between Alabama and Auburn, right?
Right.
Only
Fair.
a tree.
Soccer fans,
A tree died. The ultimate death.
Yeah, they kill some trees.
Yeah.
But soccer fans in other countries will murder you for being another fan, which is
wear the wrong jersey to a Celtic Rangers game. Yeah, you'll die. They'll kill you. They will literally kill you. Those Protestants don't fuck around.
Yeah. So it's we're gayer, but
right.
We'll finish.
It means a little more.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So
God damn it, just scary.
So all morning, Corey's been waiting to tell you this information.
God. Okay.
And I was.
You told me that you couldn't get pregnant. You literally said it's not scientifically possible.
Yes. What are you talking about?
Your night last night.
Oh my God! How long have we been recording?
First thing you told me today is this.
I went to the City Museum with my wife and some friends on Friday night. It was what'd they call it? It's a 21 and up thing at the City Museum, and it was like a city night soiree or something, and the theme was formal / costume / alien, and there was so naturally we went as Spiderman and
Kanye and Katy Perry. Oh, okay, no, sorry, go on.
So I went as Spiderman, and I bought 3 different suits. They're all way too tight, but the one was wearable, pretty tight.
Appropriately
tight.
Yeah.
I looked good. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
own it.
So we get there. The first thing they do is I think they called it a sideshow, which I guess is a thing. There's a sideshow is a thing. There's a 5-act thing they do. I don't know. This woman put fish hooks.
Right.
That's what I thought was going to. They didn't do that one. She put fish hooks in her eyes and swung a basket around. They were eating, sword swallowing, fire eating, all kinds of crazy shit, weird shit. They did that. I watched that in a Spider-Man costume. And then we hung around and played in the City Museum for a while, but there was a drag show. It was an alien themed drag show was the big thing in the evening. So, but the first thing when we get there, this was right after the sideshow, because there's nothing like getting there and then like being ushered into a room real quickly and watching a woman just put fish hooks in her eyeballs.
Yeah, it's
like,
fucking crazy.
You're like, what
So
the fuck is
that's a
happening?
wild
that's
way
the
to
move.
start the night.
Also, like they like kind of like promoted it as like a rave thing. There's like 100 people there. There's no for the city museum. There's no one there. Absolutely no one. It was,
But
like,
you heard
empty.
the word rave and you were tripping balls.
Hey man, your words, not mine. So we see the sideshow. So we go outside, obviously, because I'm like, let's go not be around fish hooks. And instantly, these younger women came up to us, and they were dressed as Labubu dolls. I knew what that was. Like, I'm not bragging, but I knew what that was. The other 3 people I was with had no fucking clue.
I just watched a South Park episode about it, so
I couldn't even tell you how I know what it is, but like I don't live
It's
under
like
a rock.
in the zeitgeist, yeah.
So I know what they are, and they had good costumes. I knew what they were right away.
Doing anything for you?
culture.
Get you. Well, I was just you know.
It's a thing he does.
Context clues. I sometimes I'm like that's
No,
means
I wasn't asking. I wasn't gonna ask you to spell it. I earlier you said you liked quid pro quo. I just thought that you enjoyed when I use big words. Never mind.
Gets me half bricked.
Go on. Yeah, that's what I thought. See, that's what I was going for.
So they're explaining to the rest of the people I'm with what a Labubu doll is, or like they're like, it's on. You don't have TikTok, and my wife is like, we're 40, and they're like, oh, or no, my wife's like, we're old, and they're like, well, we're not that old, we're not that young. She's like, you're a lot younger than us. They're like, we're not that young, we're 22, and my wife's like, oh my god, we're almost 40, and this woman. She goes, you're almost 40 and I was like, yeah, well, I mean, I'm 40 in December. My wife's like, he's the oldest one. He's 40 in December. And she's like, you're 40? I said, yeah, I'm 40 in December. And she goes, this is weird. And I'm a lesbian, but you're really hot. And and her partner was like, and she's like a real lesbian. So that's a big deal. And I was like, thank you. That's really flattering.
It's a weird way to be like, this girl eats box. Like for sure.
Yeah. Like, no, don't
she's
get it
a real
twisted.
lesbian.
Like,
She
she's
gets
not
in there.
interested, but it was, yeah. And
I guess it's polite, but that's ultimately what she's saying there.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a mind fuck. It was like, never been hit on by a lesbian. That's insane. And I don't know if that qualifies as being hit on, but
a
whatever.
compliment,
I got a
yeah.
compliment.
I mean, how womanly did you look in this Spider-Man suit? That's
I'll show you a
what I'm
picture. We can maybe
wondering.
slice that in.
So this is what
Yeah.
turns
Not
out.
womanly
Group
at all,
chat.
because there's nothing left to the imagination in this thing.
What were
was
you
a deep
accused
tough
of doing
though.
though? You were accused of what was the word?
Tugging?
No, with how you presented yourself.
Oh, we're not there yet.
Okay.
That was a different
Sorry.
gay person. So that's how the night started. That was literally like the first 30 minutes of the night. I'm still up, right? Still coming up. And I got progressively, like more aggressively hit on by gay fellas as the night went on. Which I guess shouldn't surprise anyone, right? Like I went up to a drag show in a tight Spider-Man costume. But it did a lot for my self-confidence. Like
Sure.
It was, every single one of them was like, thank you so much for saying that. It's so nice of you. This is my wife. So
I'm gonna be thinking about all this
so I'm
later.
gonna book-
Later tonight, all these compliments are gonna pay off. Not for her. I'm gonna be over real quick, but for like,
So I'm gonna bookend it, right? I think the lesbian started it, and then I'll tell you about the end. There were a handful of other gay people that were like, "Hey, what's up?" But the last guy was the longest conversation I had of the evening. So it's during the drag show, which was so packed we couldn't get a seat. I don't know how many people were at this thing, but every single one of them was at the drag show. So we're watching from like the side, and there's a guy, like there's a bar out there, and we're kind of going back up to the bar and stuff, but we're goofing around on the side, and there's just one other guy out there, and he's like wandering around, and he catches eyes with me. And he doesn't look away, right? And I didn't look away either, because I was kind of like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
You're an alpha.
We stared
I'm
for
not-
a while.
yeah.
He's cute. He's
asserting your
cute, right?
dominance.
I'm dressed like Spiderman, yeah. And so, but we look for a long time, and then he finally breaks eye, and I take like another step, and I think I turn to say something to my wife, and he comes back into my eye line, and he's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Okay," he does want to say something, and he goes, "I just want to let you know, like your outfit, you look so great. He's great." And I go, "Oh, thank you so much." And then he goes, "Is this your girlfriend?" And I said, "This is my wife, actually." And I kind of put my arm, and he goes, and I put my arm around his shoulder. And actually, I go, "Do you know how many gay guys have hit on me tonight?" And he goes, "Well, you're presenting." And I was like, I don't know what that means, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, what do I need to change? He's like, no. And he goes, gay math. And I was like, I promise you I don't. And he said, you're this tall, you're this bearded, you're this trim, you're this big. And I said, well, your math's off by quite a bit, but I'm very flattered. And then he said, well, in my dreams tonight, you will be. And then he made some joke about shooting webs.
Nice.
This guy told me he was going to jack off to me multiple times during our conversation, which only a gay guy can do, I guess. They're just guys.
Right. They're guys.
And
Well,
when you
if-
talk
if,
to another guy, you can just tell him you're going to jerk off to him later.
Right.
And you're like, cool.
Yeah.
That's actually, and that's kind of what I was like, that's awesome, man.
Good for you.
Well, this
Yeah.
is, I don't
Because
know.
you're helping a buddy out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This may just be
have his
semantics,
phone
but if a straight guy tells another dude he's going to jack off to him, he really, like, that kind of is gay. So you're right, only a gay guy could tell another guy he's going to jack off to him.
I see your logic.
Yeah.
But I'll prove you
Because
wrong.
if you're gonna, hey man, I'm straight, but I just want to let you know I'm
What's
gonna,
up?
I'm gonna think about
Totally
you.
straight.
I'm gonna think about you when I jerk
But
off
I'm going to
with
think about you while I jack off just to prove my other buddy wrong. So, what's up? Who's the guy? Who's the guy you got to think of? Who's the guy you would think of? Ryan
Who's the guy
Gosling.
I would
it's
think
Ryan
of?
Gosling.
Here's that. Don't
gotta
you?
get him in
There's a part of me that, like, if anytime somebody thinks of me when they jerk off, I feel like Ryan Gosling knows and is pissed about it. It's like, what the fuck? Like, how?
No, why would you be upset by that?
Ryan Gosling would be upset by that.
Yeah.
Why would Ryan Gosling be upset by that?
If people are thinking about Ryan Ballard instead of him.
Oh,
What fucking
no
world
one's
is that
thinking of
happening?
that. Right.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he would know. I think they would have a sense of, like, that's not right. Something's wrong in the world. This isn't.
Yeah, yeah. Like it opens some kind of time rift.
Yeah, it would. It would.
Well,
be,
luckily we'll never have to find out.
We'll never have to
No one's
find
thinking
out.
of you when they jack off. Gross.
No, I don't think I've.
You put on a Spiderman suit. I got a couple up there. They will not fit you.
There's no way.
But you can try.
But yeah,
It'll
that's
be fun.
It'd be like trying to case a sausage.
poorly.
Yeah, well,
If it's done on
So, like
Corey,
a-
it's
like
gonna
a-
look like a freaking cartoon on you.
like
be
someone
crazy.
popped a tube of
It's gonna be like
Biscuits.
Capri Pants.
The only I'll tell you what the problem was. The problem was that the shoulder to foot wasn't long enough, and so everything fit. Except it was right up my ass. I mean, it might as well.
And
have been
you're
painted on
locking
that.
eyes with these guys, and just your ass is out the entire night. Yeah,
It
you're
was too much.
presenting.
It was
yeah,
too
yeah,
much.
yeah.
So I went up a size, and it wasn't as much. It was still a lot. I mean, I don't.
But it's
Whatever I was asking for, fine.
It's the same thing. Of they're guys, and then also when new enters the room,
Yeah,
that's also
sure.
a factor of like new.
And I've always kind of had the question. I'm an otter. I was identified as an otter, so
That's fun.
yeah. So I'm gonna go hang out in the Grove more for sure.
Hell yeah.
We used to do Boys Town in Chicago quite
Boys
a bit.
Town.
It was nice. Yeah.
It's got to be like a huge, like that's a huge confidence to get.
He was like
game run on you by.
he was like
multiple
all
people.
the drag queens asked about the otter, the Spider-Man otter when you walked in.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
the belle of the ball.
I was.
But
You
that's-
did feel like that
The St. Louis
for gay guys.
gay community
Well, that's Belle. That's what I said.
can't be that large, right? Like it's not.
I don't know.
Bigger than you think.
It's yes. I mean, I think it's a percentage of how many people is always what it is, right? Like
Yeah,
it's so,
Well, but yeah,
and those guys.
I'm not sure the City Museum rave alien drag show is like the best cross segment of our community.
Our community.
By our community, you mean
St.
the
Louis.
gays? That's I flagged it too. I was like, is it our community? You
Not gay, I just
you
jerk off to
associate
dudes.
with them.
I'm not gay. I just jerked off to a guy every now and then. It's flattering.
Prove my friend wrong.
I'm annoyed because you asked that question. There are men that I see and I go like, this guy's just got to be like the what we should all aspire to. But then as you're asking the question, I can't think of who those men are that I'm like, this guy, like this is the guy.
Well, that's
but
what-
I'm sure I'll think of it later.
My
but
point
I'm
is, I
annoyed
think
that
I
can't
would have.
come up
I
with it
think I
right now.
would have already if there was a guy I wanted to jerk. off.
No. That's not the question. The question is, you have to jerk off to a guy. Who is it?
I have to jerk off to a guy.
Yes, gun to your head.
Probably the guy who took my virginity. I guess.
Okay. Name names, bitch. Was it Ryan Gosling?
It wasn't,
It
unfortunately.
was the preacher in the video.
It was that
Fake
preacher.
Forey Smith, motherfucker. I don't know. Look, we're not going to beat around the bush here. We certainly all could jerk off to a guy. No
Yeah.
questions asked. Yeah. Okay. Because we're guys.
Nothing
That's
that
what
says
guys
I
do.
haven't. Yeah.
Yeah,
What guys do.
that's what guys
That's
do.
what guys do.
That's what guys do.
We'll figure.
Sometimes together, apparently. Did you guys ever have those sleepovers? I never did, but I know there were friends that had the sleepovers.
There was definitely sleepovers where sleeping bags were moving.
Yeah, no, man, too much.
I remember, speaking of, we're just going, it's a big memory hole Sunday. Do you remember when we had a sleepover at your house and Ian went on girls.com?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah, because we weren't great at deleting search history.
Yeah.
Like I knew it was going to be a
It was just
problem.
like, oh God, this is, your parents are
I
going
remember,
to probably getting
our
pinged
buddy
right now.
James screaming, "Print it out! Print it out!"
Print it out.
Yeah.
We can share it. I'm gonna take it home though.
Yeah.
That's I
Print
search.
4 copies.
Gosh, isn't it crazy how our parents used to think of internet porn? Like it's that we could avoid it. Get out of here! It's everywhere. What are you talking
Right.
about? The internet is porn. I don't know what to tell you.
we were like the best generation. We were the luckiest generation that we had
because
like
it wasn't. Not
but
everyone had figured out.
we
you
had
could just
access through dial-up
yeah.
early on. Like it wasn't
So you had to wait for the image.
like I couldn't download LimeWire successfully till about freshman year in college. Probably saved my life.
It was kind of, it was honestly, it was kind of like edging because the image would load
Yeah.
in.
Kind of like edging. It was edging.
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah, you knew once you
And
get the
then-
nipples, you could start.
Yeah.
It was unsuccessful edging for me. It was just a lot of goes.
Yeah, right.
No, like Spice Channel did a heavy lifting. You know, like there's those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
That was one of those.
Scrambled channel.
But can you imagine starting with Oculus porn?
Right.
That's too. You can't start in the
That's
big leagues.
pure
Yeah.
Colombian shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
what are
Right.
you doing?
Yeah.
You're screwed. It's over. But also, could you imagine having parties in your friend's basement to be able to watch porn?
Right.
Reel to reel?
Right.
Not good. We're the lucky ones.
Real to real. The stag parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neat. I remember asking my dad about it once. I was like, what was it like buying porn in public? He's like, you kept your head forward. You didn't look around. You just went in and found what you needed and got out. You're like, all right. It's a bummer. It's tough.
Yeah,
Never knew that
it's
life.
rough.
Kids, yeah. I don't know how many times I've ever bought porn in public. Twice. And one
You
was a
bought
scavenger
porn
hunt.
in public twice?
I think one was a scavenger hunt.
I'm pretty confident I've not once paid for porn ever.
Yeah, you should though.
Yeah, I mean,
You
I
owe
hear what you're
somebody money
saying.
for that art. There are artists out there. What are you doing?
Right.
Starving artists.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mia, that you're a bad negotiator.
You're not even like putting money in her tip jar. There should be tip jars on porn
Money's on
videos
the
now.
nice
Everybody else is asking for a tip.
Just
They do have
would you like
that.
to leave 10% at the end of it?
They have a tip jar
Yeah.
Now they do. Yeah. Now there's a tipping option.
Yeah, there's a tipping option.
on the video on Pornhub.
Yeah.
It just shows
Really?
you how much I
Wow.
go on Pornhub. I'm just not. It's not my. I don't.
Oh, now he looks
You know
like
where
a good
you know who's
guy.
not asking for tips?
Tube.
Yep.
They
Wouldn't
don't
know.
need a damn thing.
Wouldn't
Just your
know.
karma, baby.
Yep.
I went to an Asian massage place this week.
Okay.
Was the lead.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
jeez.
But
let me tell the alien race
I
story.
was working. I was trying to have them sign up for what I sell. And then they had a massage opening. They're like, "Do you want a massage?" I'm like, "Well, I'm not doing anything else." Sure. And so it was. But so they take credit cards. So it's not those
Okay.
Asian massages.
All right.
But it is weird just going to a place that says Asian massage.
Right. Are you sure?
I don't.
How did you put together the fact that they take credit cards means they won't jerk you off?
I think the probability definitely drops.
I think they just didn't want to jerk you off.
Could be.
I think you probably have to ask first of all.
Yeah.
Right, I'm not going to ask. So it's
So
not.
you're not getting jerked off. That's
But it was in, like,
what's
it's
the
not
weird one.
not zero. Not all Asian spas jerk people off. But it's not zero.
Did they have rubber sheets?
I've
They
never,
didn't have rubber
I've
sheets.
never
That was a
been-
good tip-off point right there. Everyone like, oh, there's not rubber sheets
no
that
rubber
required.
sheets. No drains on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, actually, rubber sheets, not a bad idea, Silver Bullet. Just throw those things on the floor.
I've wondered about though how does that go about in an Asian massage place? How do you get to?
The places that do it, right up front.
Do you know
But
actually?
is it like just?
I think location's
the
a big part of
actual
it.
negotiation of it. Like, do you have to explicitly say what it is you would like at the end, or is
Do you
it a
want to know
nod?
Do you want to know the protocol?
Yeah.
So, you have your massage price, and then if you want a happy ending, it's at least how much the massage is. So, if
and
the
then you
massage is $50, you also give another 50.
you give them 100, and it's a wink and a nod, and
and
And then you walk into a room and there's a hole for your face and for your penis.
there's a milking table.
Ooh, milking.
No.
Nice.
I can't name names of who's told me this, but it's a very reliable source. And it's at, and he went when he was 18, and he went with like two of his buddies, so the three of them all went. But yeah, it's pretty obvious. They were in Centerville. They weren't.
Do you feel bad if you're the first one back in the waiting room?
I think you talk about it, and you're like, "Hey, can we just hang out for a minute?" Can we just?
My buddies aren't done yet. Just let me.
But also, it's
Can
not
we hold
like
each other. It's the,
yeah, the technique, the massage technique's not there. They didn't really get their masseuse license. I think you kind of could tell that pretty upfront.
I was just curious
Yeah.
about the logistics of negotiating it.
I've never had a professional get down there and see what they could do. I've never.
See what they could do.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they can do it better than me. I got my 10,000 hours in pretty early on this one.
yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah. You're not twisting it enough.
There's always that.
Yeah. And I'm looking around and I don't see a single car door. It's
don't
gonna
even have
take
to-
all day.
I'm trying to help here. I know you got other patients. Trying to help you get to where you need to be. Anyway, one more game.
Real Salt Lake.
One more game. One more game.
Real Salt Lake. A chance to spoil their playoff hopes.
Sure. Yeah.
It's 8 o'clock start. Decision day.
Hey, U of I
Do
this
you know?
weekend.
Yeah, U of I.
U of I this weekend. U of I this weekend, and I mean, how many?
I'm going to a concert Sunday.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a
Odds
good.
are make it.
Cool. Where are we at on time?
Hour 10?
Good.
There's a lot of soccer talk.
There's a lot of soccer
A
talk.
lot of soccer talk, but that's not bad.
Cool beans.
AJ wants us to have a low-key Friday night because it's an 11 o'clock game on Saturday.
Don't know what to tell you. I already had the conversation of I may not go to bed.
Yeah, Ryan asked me if we do mushrooms Friday nights.
Notice I said AJ wants us to.
Yeah.
I did not say I
AJ
think we
can
should.
have- what is his deal? AJ can have the earliest night he wants to have.
Yeah.
AJ's a big boy.
I mean, yeah. But, you need a couple vehicles to get to, and like, Ben, we're going to act like Ben's not going to be there with
Right.
bells on?
What? That's not. Brent's gonna be up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be.
He will
awake.
have taken it easy Friday night. So there will be humans. But yeah, AJ was like,
I'll
we
go
should-
lay in a
we should-
hotel bed for 3 hours. I'm not gonna sleep. I'm just gonna lay there, just going like, well, I guess we'll get up here in 3
I don't
hours.
want a room with Ryan. I do not want a room with Ryan. It's not good for anybody.
I didn't
No,
really
we don't want to do it.
I
Then
say
I'm not gonna
whoever
sleep.
scores worst on the GED has to room with Ryan.
That's fair. That's a fair. Last one to
on their
finish Boone's
GED.
Farm.
Yeah,
Hey,
Ryan claims
bring
he
that
won't
Boone's
get the
Farm?
worst score on the
Oh, you guys
GED.
are going to take the test. When
I
when's
wasn't
that
gonna bring
test
it.
coming?
Why not?
Because of the 11 a.m. start.
Dude, I have finished one.
I really don't want to drink Boone's Farm.
It's a breakfast drink.
Right. If it was
Juice.
an
It's basically
afternoon
juice.
game, but like it's 11 a.m.
Put some orange juice
All
in
right,
it.
justify it however the fuck you want. Like
You
now
drink it-
we're gonna
drink
be
it- drink it on the
grown-ups.
golf
Yeah,
course.
Yeah, right. You.
gonna do
It's an 11 a.m.
mushrooms
start.
on Friday night.
Yes, thank you.
I don't want to drink juice before 11.
I don't want to drink that much fucking sugar and then shit be in the fucking.
We're gonna do a lot of stuff we don't want.
I'm gonna have mushrooms and Boone's Farm in me.
This isn't.
That porter potty's gonna be where I'm gonna just post up
You
in
think
there.
this is supposed to be fun?
Yeah, this
He's
trip
gonna breach
isn't-
fabric.
isn't
Yeah,
supposed to-
fabric's
not
gonna be
supposed
breached.
to enjoy
I
it.
can't-
Fabric is gonna get breached. You guys are gonna need rubber sheets.
Yeah.
Fun left the game decades ago.
You think I
This
wanted
is
to
a
get that
war of
drunk?
attrition.
You think I wanted to get escorted back to my friends?
I you know what? I looked at that text thread.
Just trying to get murdered by that cop.
We
Shoot
still have
me,
that.
I've got a
You
gun.
still have that text thread?
Yeah,
from
because
that game?
I was just texting my wife to make sure because I was like, I don't know how we're gonna get back home. I need her to be able to know what's going on. It's like Nathan's still not to the seats. We're starting to get worried. We saw him run by us an hour ago. He's-
Oh God.
oh no, he got escorted here by a cop.
You know what's funny? I love that we, as I think as media becomes more and more, everyone's got a podcast. Everyone can make videos for the internet, and so we find these things that we think are unique to us that we actually share with other people. And apparently, there are a lot of people who run when they get drunk. Like it's a thing.
yeah?
And so,
I've never met another person.
Yeah.
no, I'm just
One of my best friends, she'll run when she gets
Yeah.
drunk. She used to do this thing where if I drove her home because she was drunk, every time we stopped at a stop sign, she would unlock the car door and do push-ups on the ground until the light would turn green.
yeah. That's
And I was like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm trying to prove I'm not drunk." And I'm like, "You're so drunk right now. Get back in the car."
Sis, the only time you do push-ups is when
yeah,
you're
the
drunk.
only time you do push-ups is when you're drunk.
You're actually
Sierra.
proving the opposite. You're proving you are drunk.
Yes.
Fast as fuck, boy.
God, you remember that time that it was after it was the Camelback. Addie and I and Amanda came to your soccer game, away game. We went to Taco Bell, and then as someone was leaving Taco Bell, and I ran, and I just there was bushes that were surrounding that concrete slab,
Yeah.
and I just went into that slab real hard, and I don't know how I didn't break something. I hit
'cause
that
you're 20-something.
so hard. Yeah.
I remember waiting a long time for you to come out of those bushes. I'm ready to go, dude. I have delicious tacos.
Somehow I did not break something there, but I played hockey last Saturday, fell once on my hip. It still hurts today.
Yeah.
It's a week later.
Probably is broken.
8 days later. Probably is broken.
I would have had hip replacement
dying.
at 50 for you, not 40. I would have had the over. Shit. Yeah, no. No one wants to room with me. That's fair.
Did we?
I will be quiet. I will lay there quietly.
No, you won't.
I do.
If I thought that was true. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
I think it's Jeff. I think Jeff's the
We
one.
just make Jeff.
He's the other maniac of the group.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where did we stay last year?
Fucking an hour away from Champagne.
Oh,
It was-
yeah. Did
was
we?
insane.
Is that where we're staying this year?
Who did
I don't think so. Hope not. That's too far
I
away.
think that was a last. Wasn't that
because
a
we
last
were going
second
to try and
thing?
do campers and then switch it. I don't know. I have no idea where we're staying.
Also,
I would assume it's the Best Western again.
I didn't tell you guys this, but AJ texted me literally 2 days ago and was like, weather forecast looking rough. Should we try to pivot to Maryland? I was like, what? Bro, we are in it now. A bunch of adults carved out this weekend out of their time
Maryland.
to go to we're not pivoting
Is he not
to
flying
Maryland.
in?
Yeah. I was like, and then thankfully I sent him a screenshot. I'm like, this is what my weather app's saying, and it was fine. He's like, yeah, I sent that last night. Now it's just 70 and sunny. How bad could the forecast have been when you sent that? Was there a hurricane?
I mean, you can tell me to not show up but I'm not going. Like, this is it. You got one shot.
I know. That's the thing. It's like, what are we
That's
talking?
funny. That ticket got sold real quick.
Right. Yeah.
I told him, I
You would
said,
have told me any bit of that story. Yeah.
said, my brother in Christ, I'm about to spend 5 days alone with a 4-year-old. If Champagne isn't the carrot dangling in front of me, I'm just going to kill myself. So we have to go to Champagne next week.
This kid needs a father. All right.
Do you want to take his father away? Do you? I don't know. Maybe I'll just drive the car off with him in it. Is that what you want? You want me to drive into Lake Luyager with both of us in the car?
It's more of a mom move, but yeah, he's still.
So, no, we're going to Champaign.
Oh goodness, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm like, well, because Rebecca and Ro are in Florida. It's I've tomorrow I'm working, but then I've got Tuesday and Wednesday off, and then obviously I'm taking Friday off, so it's kind of a light week too. So, yeah, looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the whole thing. I loved golfing last year. I'm excited to golf Friday afternoon. It's gonna be good.
So do you guys do this every year?
We've done it every year for like a decade. Actually, it started in 2012. My bachelor party was the first year that we kind of did something that looked like this.
The first year I went was 14.
Right.
My
And
older.
the last year you go is this year.
Last year, it will be how I die.
Yeah,
One of these years.
Yeah, one of these. That's how I want to go out. To be
You want to
honest.
go out at the Silver Bullet?
Yeah, honestly.
That pussy said he wasn't gonna sleep.
Now look at him
Now
sleeping
look
forever.
at him, fucking dead at 9:30. What a bitch. I will make fun of you posthumously. I hope you know that. That's what he would have wanted.
Just imagine you be like, we'll come back for him on Sunday. He's not going to be more dead on Sunday.
You just put him in the refrigerator. Like, he'll be fine.
throw him in the walk-in. He'll
Roll
be
the
fine.
corpse into Grange Grove. Not our problem.
Just
Guys,
cover him in a bunch of packs of ice.
this is just logistics. Nero's closes at 2. Ballard's
Love
still going to
Nero's.
be here at 2.
Right.
So we only have,
Take care of that.
we got priorities.
The Life 360 app's not changing. I don't think we need to drop a pin.
How ironic. Life 360.
You guys just weekend at Bernie's him the rest of the... You know how hard it would be to weekend at Bernie's, Ryan?
It would
It would be such a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah.
You're way too tall, lanky, and it's a mess.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I might do it to borrow some money. Get you into a bank. No, he's still
I
alive.
feel like for you to weekend at Bernie's, Ryan, you just have to like duct tape yourself to the back of him. Like, that's the only way logistically to do it, right? Is to do it that way.
Or like, each person takes a leg and you duct tape his legs. And like
Yes.
3 of you have
Yeah.
to like walk and
Three-legged race.
Yeah, you three-legged race.
put your arm around him and
You're doing a
step.
perpetual three-legged race with your
Step.
friend. It's just, we're doing it's a YouTube.
He's
it's a
fine.
TikTok.
He's fine.
Get you into the bank and get to those 2 seats. I'm like, oh.
We're pledging a
You're fine.
fraternity. What do you mean? Haven't you seen Old School? We can be this old.
To be fair, you show him my driver's license. I was like, yeah, he is that pale. That's fine. That's good. He's not.
Yeah.
They might be a little suspicious. You show him that driver's license. No, he's always that way. That's
At the
always...
wake, they're gonna be like, Ryan looks great.
Yeah.
What'd you guys do to him? He's got more color than usual.
You get on his shoulders and you're somehow Ratatouille controlling him with the trench coat over the both of you. Man, you'd be so tall, man.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
tall.
It would change your life.
That's what you... Yeah, you...
That'd be dangerous.
Ratatouille is the way to go.
Yeah, you got to Ratatouille it.
Ratatouille.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, your crotch would be so much lower than his crotch. It'd be weird if you duct tape yourself to the back.
Yeah,
Right?
I'd have to do
'Cause his
stilts or
legs are so
something.
long. Yeah, you need heels.
Well, you want leverage though. You do want to be underneath a little bit. You don't want to
a
be
little, yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
But it would be weird. It's like his arms.
You
would not
probably
attach to
like
your
cut
arms.
off the feet and then
You just saw off part of the
and then it's your feet, right? Like
you
it's
just saw off
it's a
the feet,
foot.
sell them on the dark web. You bring it back to his wife. What? Where's his feet?
All right. I don't have his feet, but here's $250,000 that dies with him. His credit score is going to be a little fucked.